we are back with another Cave Chronicles. This is the third one that we've done. So the first week we talked about a methane cave,
Yeah.
and then the cave of hell. Again, Laura and I
Yeah.
both were like, "Who the heck?"
Would go down
Again,
there. But
who
very
opened
cool,
that
very cool,
hole?
very cool, very
It
yeah.
is neat, but still, who opened that hole and was like, "Let's explore this"? No, no way. And then the week after that, we did. I talked about the Siberian unicorn.
Which I didn't know
Um,
was a thing until now.
yeah, I'm so happy that I found that one. So
And
Laura,
this week, we're going biblical.
ooh, okay,
All right, because I'm going to talk about the Qumran Caves, which is the
ooh,
Dead Sea Scrolls.
yes. Oh, this
Because
is a good one.
yeah, well, because actually, like doing the research on this, I was like, you know what, Laura, you don't actually know anything about the Dead Sea Scrolls. Christian or not, Catholic or not, you don't really know anything
Yeah,
about them
yeah,
other
you're like,
than
I don't know
I know it has
anything.
something to do with the Bible. Like
Uh,
it's way more than that. And
yeah,
again,
oh yeah,
another
oh yeah.
UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Here we
Um,
go. You like those
so
heritage
I
sites?
do. Well, I mean, I guess if the world decides they're important, then I should know something about them.
Fair, fair.
It's like I'm trying to work my way through like 50 books to read before you die, like literature. Okay,
Yeah.
anyway. Um so the Qumran caves are found in Palestine on the northwest shore of the Dead Sea. It was this area was mostly occupied during the Greco-Roman period of 150 BC to 68 AD. So about a period of 200 years of occupation. There's still some debate of who occupied it, but majority of people think it was the Essenes or Essenes. I'm not sure. Pardon my pronunciation. But this was a Jewish sect, like a monastic community of
Okay,
Jewish
okay.
sect. It was destroyed in 19 in 8 it was destroyed in 68 AD by the Romans. So the reason why this place got put on the map much later in 1947, the scrolls were discovered by a Palestinian shepherd named Muhammad al-Thib. Um, and these scrolls became known as the Dead Sea Scrolls. So here's a timeline for you because I thought this was kind of interesting. So 1947, we're just at the end of World War II. Israel didn't even become a nation until 1948. So this is pre-Israel um, that the scrolls are found.
Mhm.
And then it was excavated in 1949. So this whole area of the world is in some serious turmoil when this is all
Yeah,
going
right?
on. But the
And then
cave
there's
was
this poor
excavated.
shepherd dude who's like, "I found
Yeah, I
something."
found some papers.
Yeah.
Um, and it was excavated in 1949 by an archaeologists from Jordan, the country, Palestine, and France. So
Hmm.
kind of like an interesting mix.
Yeah, that's a weird combination, yeah.
And that they excavated what they called Cave 1, which was the
Hmm.
first one found, and there are 11 other caves that they explored over the next decade. Um, there are also other caves in this area that also contained more scrolls. So the Dead Sea Scrolls are actually just a huge amalgam of things that are found in these caves in the area. I am only talking about the Qumran caves, which is where the first ones and the majority of them were found, but there are some other caves around the area that things were found at. So, what did they find? Scrolls. But actually, before we go into that, the caves themselves, like, a lot of us think about caves as being like deep down, like what I first talked about with Mobile
Mhm.
Cave. But the Qumran caves are not deep down. They're like like they're above ground. Well,
Ish.
they're on like cliffy things, and
Yes.
they're dug
Yeah.
into those. But we're
It's
not
like
talking
the,
like dark
like
underground caves,
yeah, if
like the
for anybody who's
cliff
listening to
dwellers.
us yeah, if I was gonna say, for anybody who's listening to us in the United States, what is it, Mesa Verde in
Yeah,
Colorado?
yeah.
Yeah, where it's like it's like, into the
Dug
hillside
into the
kind of thing.
rocks, but
Yeah.
not necessarily underground where it's dark because they wanted to, this was a community. Um, so like I said, it's 11 caves that make up the Qumran caves. And the first one, so the scrolls that they found in there were made of multiple things: leather, papyrus, and copper. In the first cave, they found the Isaiah scroll, which is the rules of the community. Um, and it
Always
talks,
good to have.
right? Might as well find the one with all the rules. A scroll of Thanksgiving hymns, a one called The War of the Sons of Light Against the Sons of Darkness, or the War Scroll, and a commentary
Ooh.
on Habakkuk. Um, Cave 2 contained only fragments. Cave 3 had the copper scroll, which is a list of temple treasures and their hiding places.
What?
Also really convenient.
Yeah. Did
Just a
they hunt that
treasure
down?
map. A straight up treasure map. I mean, I assume. A treasure map.
All right, we're gonna have
Um
to go down that rabbit
I
hole.
Cave 4 sheltered the main deposit of what many believe to have been an Essene library, which contained approximately 400 manuscripts. I
Dang.
mean, most of them were in really bad condition.
I
And
hope
they
this
were
shepherd was compensated for his discovery,
seriously. I know the poor guy probably still herding sheep even after this.
right?
They were mostly sectarian writings, which means like stuff that was very specific to this sect of Judaism.
Mhm.
But it also contained 100 biblical texts covering the entire Hebrew Bible except for Esther. So this
Dang. Yeah,
was
this
this
was
discovery that like put it on the map, at least for Christianity, not just Judaism. And then Cave 11 also had some big ones. It had a large scroll with canonical, apocryphal, and unknown psalms. It had a copy of Leviticus dated to the 3rd century BCE and had a temple scroll which detailed the construction of the ideal temple of Jerusalem.
mm,
It so again, importance. So why does any of this matter? This was the earliest manuscripts of our known Bible today, of the Hebrew Bible. So this put
sorry,
things into
I'm still
time.
stuck on the treasure map, like
Yeah. And
it's like,
I'm
"Alright,
I'm
Bible,
glad that they
treasure map."
put it on copper so that it wouldn't just go away. Like
Right?
they were like, "You know what? No, we need the treasures to be able to be found for a long time."
Yeah,
And I
dang.
assume the treasure within these caves. It was just made
I
by
don't know,
somebody with, like,
I'm going
with, like,
down that rabbit hole.
ADHD who couldn't remember where they put the things, so they just
Yeah,
put it
right,
onto copper. They're
right.
like, "I can't remember where I put the keys."
Yeah.
Um, so it had the earliest manuscripts of the Bible, and it had tons of other historical documents. And now also in my naive brain, I was thinking, like, they found scrolls, and yes, they did find some intact scrolls, but that was certainly not the majority. The majority of scrolls, like, if you look it up, it's just fragments. Like, they have been
Yeah,
putting
dang.
these pieces of the puzzle together for decades because it is literally like little tiny scraps of paper that they're just trying to find the right fit for, which sounds
Just
like
take
my
it into nurse
nightmare because
right?
I
Just
do not like building puzzles.
that's what I was gonna say, just take it around to all the best nursing homes in the world and
Let's
just
put these
have 'em
together. Well, now
yeah.
thankfully we can like do stuff with computer
Yeah.
analysis and things
Yeah,
like
which
that. My gosh.
like, line up
Um,
the threads
but
in the paper and everything.
this cave is considered one of the major archaeological discoveries of the 20th century. Oh dear, are you frozen? Are you good?
No.
Okay, good.
You're lagging a bit, though, so I was just letting you talk because 'cause
Oh,
you're lagging a bit.
okay, as long as I wasn't cutting in and out. Okay, it was considered one of the major archaeological discoveries of the 20th century because it contains a history of Palestine, like the area itself, with all of these writings. It is extremely important to Judaism because it shows that Judaism was divided into numerous religious sects and political parties at the time. It was not just one united religion. There was many off branches, and this one in particular, like it outlines the whole thing. So it gives a lot of history on Judaism and how like modern Judaism today is not necessarily what it looked like
Yeah,
back
no.
then.
Yeah.
One of them kind of took over from my understanding, like, or one of the ways of doing things kind of became the
Yeah.
agreed upon way. And then of course to early Christianity, this is showing not it's the earliest Hebrew Bible. So that does not mean that any of these are Christian texts as far as New Testament. None of no, 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 no. But it is showing you the Jewish roots of Christianity and how similar early Christian customs were. Because of course, anyone who's Christian knows that everything came Jesus was Jewish. So all of,
Yeah.
and as soon as Christianity started becoming a thing, there was all these arguments of like, should people become Jewish first and then become Christian? What are we keeping here and what are we like, no, that's not good important anymore. They were trying to figure out like what do we not do anymore? So
Yeah.
this is showing like the baptisms of early Christianity and Judaism for
Hmm.
this sect very similar. Like you can really see where things came from. And then not even just for the caves, but like as from like a natural point of view, the area has some amazing architecture that these people made. Like there is like well systems and I mean, like it is a really well planned community built into the rock. So like a cultural cool discovery too. And that is the Qumran Caves. So extremely important archaeological discovery that gives a lot of meaning to a lot of different peoples.
Okay. A quick search though says that they have not found the treasure. That is Laura, here we go. We need Josh Gates and yeah, I'm gonna dig more into this. But the little bit that I have found is that they and honestly, there's more people studying it and being like, "Oh, look at the language, look at the style, look how it's written." And I'm like, "Did they
Yeah,
freaking find it?"
there's a whole study of just the dead, like these texts,
Oh, heck yeah. I
like
believe
an
it. But did
entire
anybody
area
find the
of
treasure?
archaeology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
uh,
Priorities here, people.
right? Okay, hang on. Wait, has anybody found it? The answer, yeah, the last question is no, nobody's found it.
That is
What?
crazy. I mean, maybe somebody must have looted this place, but I mean, from
They could
68
have.
AD, it was almost
Yeah, they could
2000
have looted
years.
it and been like, ah, papers. Like,
Yeah, I don't want any of
whatever.
this. I'll take the treasure. I don't even need the
Um,
text to tell me. I just want it.
So
Yeah.
it did say though that based upon what was described on it, um, hold on, wait. The treasure described in the copper scroll consists of vast quantities of gold and silver, as well as many coins and vessels, whatever that is. It is difficult to assess the value of what is described since there is not weights. Like there's not weights listed.
Yeah.
However, based upon like the sizes and everything that they were kind of describing, in 1960 they were saying it would be well above $1 million.
Man.
Yeah, so they said the vocabulary in the scroll is very technical. Some of the geographical locations are unknown after so many years, and some are just too specific, like to refer to places. I imagine it's like up north, how you're like, turn
Yeah.
right at the bee's nest and kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff.
Well, and think of how much the geography has changed in
Oh
2,000
heck yeah,
years. I
right?
mean,
Dang. Alrighty,
pretty cool.
Josh Gates, if you're listening, that's another one you got to go hunt down. That would be cool though. All
Yeah.
right, guys, make sure you give us a check on Patreon. We're going to be posting pictures and things from these episodes up on there because there is a lot of cool pictures and things to see. Until then, so next week, then we'll be going back to a long episode. And then in 2 weeks, we'll be back with Cave Chronicles when I'm also going to be talking about a people found place
People found. All
where
right. See you
people
guys.
dwelled. All right, bye.